Frankfurt and der Oder, spring 1947. A woman of 59 sits at a table and writes a letter. A Soviet guard stands outside the door. The newspapers are writing about her, about a robbery, a theft, a camp. In her letter, she denies all of it. There was no robbery, no theft, no camp. Then comes a line that reveals more than any denial. Not free since October 1945. I go everywhere with a Russian escort. For 25 years, this woman had shaped an image of herself and guarded it with an iron hand. Here, in the last letter of her life, the mask slips a single time. Behind it lies a plan she never spoke aloud. Her name was Hermine, Princess Reuss of Greiz. She was the second wife of the last German Kaiser. His followers called her Empress Hermine. She never sat on a throne. Behind the image of the pious, devoted widow ran a second hidden plan. She wanted to bring back a fallen empire. And for that, she chose the most dangerous ally the century had to offer. What did this woman really want? And what was she doing in secret? Greiz in Thuringia, 1887. Hermine is born the daughter of a small princely house. At 3, she loses her mother and is raised in the house of Grand Duchess Louisa of Baden, a daughter of Kaiser Wilhelm I. In 1907, she marries a Silesian prince and bears 5 children. She lives at Sabor Castle in Silesia, far from the great politics. In 1920, her husband succumbs to tuberculosis. At 32, she is a widow. A year later, in the Netherlands, the wife of the deposed Kaiser Wilhelm II passes away. The old man sits alone in his exile at Huis Doorn, felling trees to pass the time. Hermine's young son sends him a few words of sympathy. The Kaiser invites mother and child. On the 9th of June, 1922, Hermine arrives at Doorn. Wilhelm is taken with the young widow at once. A dense correspondence begins between Doorn and Silesia. Wilhelm's children are appalled. A new wife barely a year after their mother's passing. Many find it improper. The Kaiser brushes them aside. 5 months later, on November 5th, the 34-year-old marries the 63-year-old Kaiser. A princess of equal birth, exactly what the house law demands. She moves into the quiet country house, where a deposed ruler waits for his return. She brings her younger children with her. At Doorn, Hermine runs a strict regime. Etiquette above all, the day on a schedule, the staff on a short leash. She founds a relief fund for needy German families, holds bazaars, raises money. In 1927, her memoir of the exile appears, in English under the title An Empress in Exile. Every good deed, every line serves the same purpose. The image of the loyal, pious empress without a country. What runs behind it, no one gets to see. Wilhelm's personal physician credits her with other motives. In his diary, he records that she likely married the Kaiser only to become empress herself, and grows bitter when the title stays empty. For behind the pious image runs a plan. Hermine wants the throne back, for Wilhelm, and for herself. In 1926, the country votes on expropriating the former ruling houses. A young politician openly opposes it, and wins the sympathy of the high nobility. His name? Adolf Hitler. That same year, Hermine meets him for the first time. In 1927, she has her own quarters set up in the Altes Palais in Berlin. From there, she builds a circle for the restoration with a confidant. She receives, she corresponds, she ties threads between court and party. She travels through Germany and speaks with the men of the right. And she brings the movement into her own house. In 1931, a heavy car drives up the avenue to Huis-Dorn. Out steps Hermann Göring. In the quiet Dutch manner, one of Hitler's men negotiates the return of a Kaiser. A year later, Göring comes again. To her husband, Hermann insists endlessly that only the National Socialists can ever put him back on the throne. Wilhelm's adjutant notes dryly at the end of 1931, "At Dorn, for months now, all anyone hears is that the National Socialists will bring the Kaiser back." Hermine comes home from Berlin a happy woman. A leading Nazi has promised her the monarchy will stand by autumn. Of Hitler, she says he has given the people more hope than anyone in 15 years. She believes it firmly. This man will bring back the crown. What drives her is not loyalty alone. Those who know her sense it. She wants power of her own, a real empress, not a title on paper. What she does not see, in her own house, another woman has long been working against her. Cecilia, the wife of the crown prince, intrigues against her, right into Nazi circles. Hermine barely notices. She is convinced she stands just short of the goal. But the goal never comes. Hitler needs the Hohenzollerns as a backdrop, not as rulers. A crown he will never hand back. The hope that drifts through Dorn for years fades, year after year. Wilhelm sees through the game sooner than his wife. Wilhelm himself is said to have remarked that her hunger for the throne was boundless, but that her way would never get them there. The marriage turns cold. In 1941, Wilhelm closes his eyes for the last time at Dorn. Hermine is a widow for the second time, and her plan lies in ruins. She returns to the estate in Silesia. Then the war catches up with her. In early 1945, she packs what she can carry and flees the Red Army to her sister in the Harz. There, the Soviet occupation takes her into custody. The Empress in exile has become a prisoner. She is brought to Frankfurt and der Oder, in the Soviet zone, under constant supervision. What happens to her then? No one knows for certain to this day. The first reports speak of a robbery, a theft, a camp. In her last letter, in March 1947, she denies all of it, and in the same breath admits that she has not been free for a year and a half. Between the rumors and her denials lies a truth no outsider can verify. On the 7th of August, 1947, her heart gives out. The death certificate names an abscessed tonsil. The empire had long since sunk, and with Wilhelm, her last hope of it had gone out too. She wanted to lie beside Wilhelm in his mausoleum at Dorn. Instead, they take her to the Antiken Temple at Sanssouci and lay her down right beside the Kaiser's first wife.